Teams that have combined to win 11 Super Bowl titles. The Steelers and the Niners are underway. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
2nd and 10. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
Purdy on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe some explanations. Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. That's swung out wide to Harris. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. This one from 46 yards out. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Looking up at the lights, and he muffs it. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired, CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they wanted to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. Shotgun now with Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Niners 1st down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Second down and a yard.
A gain of 9.
Back to throw, Purdy. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
That's going to be caught by Samuel. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Throwing here, Purdy. That one out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Logically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Hitting Samuel on the slant. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Purdy looking to throw. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now they'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
A 4-yard loss. It's 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Purdy. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. And not the... he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Here's Fields. Going across the formation, he finds Freiermuth. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Flushed out right. This one finds Austin out right. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Harris. And he stopped immediately there. Another shot from the one on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Harris. And this time he is in. Touchdown, Steelers.
And how nice is it to have a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield when you get down near the goal line? He can use his 230-plus pound frame to just get you those tough yards, and he finishes things off here with a touchdown run.
Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. Here's Dobbs to throw. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Steelers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Well, it certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Now it's Fields. And the Niners get there and bring him down. A tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. On 4th down, Corliss Waitman on to punt. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Dobbs. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Ball on the 40 now. Here's the 2nd down and 6. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And that is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
And he'll get this pretty close to a 1st down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 41. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. To throw is Dobbs. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the Steelers are going to have it here just past the 25.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. They've been off to the races already. A 17-0 lead. Now a chance for more here as they've got it 1st and 10. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Fields. Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Harris running straight ahead. Fights him off. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Fields. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Warren trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Warren. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Jalen Warren from a yard out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and the route is on here in this first half. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing.
The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Dobbs sliding out of the pocket. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach should have already made that decision.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Back to throw. Fields. Open man. That's the tight end Freiermuth. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now Fields. And oh, it'll be intercepted. It's Jair Brown who's got it. And the 49ers are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw.
There, and it's 2nd down.
Here we go. Set.
Here's Dobbs to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he gets this up past the 10-yard line. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 2nd down and 6 now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Ready. Ready.
Throwing here, Dobbs. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. He brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So now 2 pick sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
Well, number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head and walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
Boswell for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And bulldozing his way through. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Back to throw, Purdy. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, there are several factors at play for why they face this deficit right now, Charles. But that's now 3 interceptions that he has thrown and just giving the football away pretty careless here in the opening half.
Yeah, I know that all of our parents taught us to share as youngsters. But in this game, you don't want to share with the other team. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for your team. Got to cut down on all of those throws, those errant passes, if they hope to get back into this game.
17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Fields now to throw. Rolling to his right. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with him.
To throw is Fields. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
This is caught inside the 15. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Fields. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields escaping the pressure right. And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary, partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides would be thrilled with that.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Niners set to take over on offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. That he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4. 4th down try. Here's Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Now Purdy. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Purdy looking to throw. Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in. And Kittle going to have a 49ers first down as he's up to the 47. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They work now on 2nd and 9. They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. The Niners on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now look at this. 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They'll go for it. Here's Purdy. He'll buy some time right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Down to the 42, 2nd down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. From the gun, here's Fields. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Harris. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry. Now it's Fields. That's swung out wide to Harris. So no gain on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. On the give, this is Harris. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The 71 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jalen Warren with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Fields trying to throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Throwing here, Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That one a first down pickup of 8. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
McCaffrey following the penalty. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Shotgun now with Purdy. And this is caught. Jennings. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Out of the gun, Purdy. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. Purdy. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle as time expires in the first half. And the 49ers get a late touchdown here on the final play of the first half. And that's a critical touchdown. I don't want to be too hyperbolic or whatever, but they needed some points on the board before halftime.
They certainly did, and, you know, it's not going to erase everything that happened in the first half. Look, they got outplayed. There's no question about that. But now it gives them a chance to regroup, feel a little bit better about themselves. And how many games have we done where we've...
Well, no sooner do the teams get to the locker rooms, and they're running right back out. Halftime over, third quarter, ready to go. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. Harris starts the drive on the ground, and he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And running with power here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Pittsburgh.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Harris. No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up the 4th down. They snap it to Fields.
On the move to his left.
And incomplete on the deep ball. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Here's Purdy. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Purdy from the gun. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Purdy. Slant route connects with Deebo Samuel. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 27-yard line. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. Down at the 25. Here's a 2nd and 8. Purdy now to throw. Hitting Samuel on the slant.
A gain of 8 there on the play.
And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw, Purdy. He'll get this to Jennings over the middle. And the 49ers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. McCaffrey.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1.
2nd and goal from the 1. Touchdown 49ers. Christian McCaffrey taking it in. And the 49ers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Moody good with the extra point.
And that trims the lead a bit, but still standing at 26 points.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Now Fields. Here's one deep for Pickens. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Here's one deep for Pickens.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Brock Purdy and the offense back out there.
Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass, so whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watch the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate. The receivers catch it. The ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, 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 finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, the ball never hits the ground there either.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Purdy
working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Fields now to throw.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
To throw is Fields. Here's one deep for Pickens.
And got his man complete.
He's to the 15.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
George Pickens.
96 yards.
And the Steelers extend their lead yet again.
So from back deep in their home territory all the way into the end zone, you think they expected to score on that one?
I'm not sure they expected to score, but they also showed that they're not averse to taking a little bit of a risk there, right? Taking a chance, because the normal call is take care of the football, run it, be safe. Instead, they put it in the air and took a gamble, and it paid off in a big way. That wasn't an analytics call. That wasn't a fantasy guy's call. That was like a video game call right there.
It was a little bit of a video game.
The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Purdy looking to throw. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Now Purdy.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Throwing here, Purdy. Got a man, that's Ayuk.
Past the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. He's got it. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And another drive starts with them huddling in their end zone, Charles. Where have we seen this before? Very recently, but the last time they had it backed up like this, they took it the length of the field.
Hard to do that once, let alone the idea of doing it twice. But, of course, that's the goal. So, as a secondary deal, get 2 first downs. Help yourself with field position and help your defense out.
So that changes things in a big way. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 42 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Samuel bringing in the slant. And the Niners are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Looking to throw. Purdy to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey
with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Niners are able to cut into that deficit. Moody good with the extra point.
And that trims the lead a bit, but still standing at 26 points.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. George Pickens and the Steelers headed back out for another series.
A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The offense on third down tonight, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Here's Fields. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They hand this off to Harris.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Out of the gun, Fields. Here's one deep for Pickens. That is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Fields.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Fields. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Again, Fields.
They'll roll him out right. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Calvin Austin
From 6 yards away.
And the Steelers have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. But Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways to get into the end zone with ease.
They're certainly in that zone where almost everything they try is successful and often leads to points. Teams don't get those types of games very often, so when they do, many of them just want to take advantage of it to the last second.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Well, the 49ers getting set to trot out there.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way they're...
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
From the gun, here's Fields. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Here's Fields.
He finds Austin complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Now it's Fields.
Flush to his right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Fields. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
Operating from the gun. Fields. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Pat Freiermuth
From 4 yards out.
And the Steelers add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th.
Boswell good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
49ers 21. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The 49ers settling in for their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Purdy now to throw. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Open man is Samuel, complete. Sheds off the tackle. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 40 yards. And the 49ers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Purdy will throw for it. And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Throwing to start the drive. Fields. Here's one deep for Pickens. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And the Niners are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the 49ers are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Here's Purdy. And now here is another interception. Picked up by DeMonte Kazin. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Here's Fields on the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown pass as they're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, fourth quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where...
And my goodness, another interception. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what is... And now here is another interception. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Here we go.
Now Fields. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. A shotgun snap, Fields. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Calvin Austin with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Steelers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point put through by Boswell. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. A first carry for Elijah Mitchell. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. Now 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
Another run with Mitchell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
A 2-yard loss on the play.
Back to throw, Purdy. Now he's free at the 35. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Purdy. Flushed out right. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Looking to throw. Purdy. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
From the gun on 3rd down, Purdy. And my goodness, another interception. Dante Jackson picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. There's receiver Brandon Ayuk as San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to...
And now here is another interception. Dante Jackson picks it. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. And we now have a new single-game interception king, a record-breaking 5th pick there.
If that's not the true definition of a ball hawk, I don't know what is. That is absolutely phenomenal. What comes to mind quickly, partner, is one of the more recent ones to get to 4. D'Angelo Hall, a terrific player in his own right, but in this case, 5. That sets a brand-new NFL record.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Fields now to throw. And this is caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin finishing strong with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Steelers take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Fields trying to throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. Purdy looking to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Now Purdy. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Once again, it's Mitchell. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. And that's going to do it. With that last throw, he surpasses Norm Van Brocklin's mark of 554 passing yards in one game. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
The 49ers will line up for the
They'll look to throw. And he will get into the end zone as the deficit moves from really bad to slightly less than really bad. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together, but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, down the numbers. There he goes. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point now by Boswell. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Throwing here, Purdy. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. That one looks like he'll throw here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
Back to throw, Fields. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. There he goes, right side. Still going inside the 20. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Purdy and the Niner offense, they'll stay on the field. They'll try to go for two here. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Was an exercise in futility anyway. It doesn't affect the final outcome, and this one's over. Well, an interesting finish to this one. They get in the end zone at the end of the game. Then they went for two. It wouldn't have mattered. The game was over, but they didn't get that two-point conversion.
I think trying to get the 2 points, that was for pride for them. But obviously the guys on the other side of the ball had some pride too. They stopped the 2-point play, even though, as you noted, it did not matter. So both teams battled to the end.
My jersey. I can't believe what I watched.
Oh, that was terrible. What is that? Better than this.
Come already. Here, get out of here. What's that? What just happened? Seriously.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme tonight. It's the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the with Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played. With all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here's the kicker, Jake Bates, ready to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jackson, first play, going to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that certainly could be a sign of things to come, because they're blitzing to start this ball game, and it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
Here's Jackson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
So 2 incompletions have led him to an early 3rd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. He's got it to the 43 here.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Out route, and this is Henry with a catch. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 7 yards there and a first down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. That's caught. It's Flowers. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 16. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Here's 2nd and 9. Jackson now. There's Flowers. He's got it. Touchdown, Ravens. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. They got to love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. So here are the Lions. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl, and came really within one quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
Oh, his first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Well, that's certainly not the start that they envisioned, Charles. You give up the long touchdown drive, and there, an interception on their first play from scrimmage.
Brandon, I wonder if the mindset was simply, well, that was a long touchdown drive. Their defense might be a little relaxed and feel like, hey, we're in good shape now having 7 in hand. Maybe they just thought, let's take the shot at him right now. Instead, it went against him.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 2. To throw is Jackson. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Now it's Jackson. He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 35 yards. And the Ravens lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make the Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Backfield for their second over. First down, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need, do we just need to
Freeman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Back to throw, Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Here's Goff. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Goff now looks to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
From the gun, here's Gone. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Goff throwing again. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. They go ahead and snap it. Goff work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Sam Laporta, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make our score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Ravens ready to take over. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Jackson. He's got Derrick Henry again, back-to-back catches. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Henry again on 2nd down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Henry. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. First carry now for Justice Hill. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now Jackson. And that'll be caught by the big tight end Andrews. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They'll try to pound it in with Hill. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Justice Hill punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And Detroit back in possession of the football. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. Down the left sideline. He may go. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 73 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Lions 14.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Again, it's Henry. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll run for it with Henry. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Goff now looking to throw. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. Now it's Goff. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Now Goff. This one incomplete. Almost picked up by the rookie, but he couldn't quite look it in. And now it's 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now drive this position is facing fourth down.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
On fourth down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal.
From the right hash, this from 48.
Bates' kick is good.
And that'll bring them back within 4.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Zay Flowers
With his second touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So what a start. It's not often you even get 3 possessions in a first quarter, but he now has 3 touchdown passes.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out now come the Lions. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Goff now to throw.
Finds Gibbs on the check down.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Gone. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter.
We are in for a good one as we're through one. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Here's Goff.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Here's Goff.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And this one is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Throwing is Jackson. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47.
This will go to Henry out wide.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. Henry up the middle. And he's going to be met at about the 43. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. Now it's Jackson. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty, and the Lions will take over. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Now Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
To the air again, Goff. And yet again, Goff is intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking deep here for Flowers. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Lions are going to get the football back at their own 17. Well, their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you to come in like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down. From the 21, here's second down and 7. Sliding out of the pocket. And his throw here is incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. To throw is Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw. Goff. His throw incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10. Goff. He's got it to Williams. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Goff now looks to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, whatever they called on defense, they made sure they were ready for the pass on that snap, made the proper adjustments, and helped force an incompletion.
Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this. They're going to go for it. It's Goff. And he is caught. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Here's Goff. It's Williams on the catch. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down. Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. From the gun, here's Goff. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And this is turning out to be something to monitor as this game goes along. That's now 3 touchdown catches for him here in this first half alone. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. 1 play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Time for another look at this Lions offense. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 11. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on 3rd down.
On 4th down, Goff. It's complete to Williams. And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. Now Jackson. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Lions will take over here at their own 14-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Goff now looking to throw. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. A solid stiff arm. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield, instead checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. A shotgun snap for Goff. Throw caught by Raymond. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
A gain of 15. 1st down, Lions.
Goff now to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Out of the gun, Goff. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now back to the ground, here's Gibbs. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 2nd and 5 from the 8. Here's Goff. This is caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. Khalif Raymond from 8 yards out. And the Lions get a bit closer. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Zay Flowers and his offense about to begin their next drive. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But boy, he's getting it done and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. Here's Jackson to throw. Repeated the last play, finding Walker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Jackson now. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Here is 3rd and quite a ways. Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return, and the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again. Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Here's Goff. This is caught by Williams. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 42. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Finding Williams once more, complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
Back to throw, Goff.
That is caught by Laporta.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 14. Now it's Goff, rolling to his right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff taking it in from 14 yards out.
And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Zay Flowers and the Raven offense back onto the field.
He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the second quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things? But the best players show up each and every week. Solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
Throwing is Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Jackson will throw again. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. Well, that came a little abruptly here. So working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the 3rd quarter now. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half?
A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 55 yards. And the Lions come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 4-point game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis.
This is caught at the 20. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, 56 yards. And the Ravens have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. We're going to look at Amon-Ra St. Brown as his offense readies for the next drive. He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying. It's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you can be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporate him here on this drive.
Jamison Williams.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Jamison Williams.
74 yards.
And the Lions have taken the lead here this third quarter.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Zay Flowers and his offense about to begin their next drive.
What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This is where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Throwing quickly for Mark Andrews.
And he's got this down to the 35. Again, Jackson. And Walker has it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll give them 8 that time. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Andrews. 27 yards.
And the Ravens have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw.
And now here is another interception.
Jack Campbell with a pick.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit Lions getting set for another series here.
He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
This has 7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now gone. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. From the gun, here's Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Open man is Raymond. He's got it. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. A shotgun snap for Goff. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. On the give, here's Gibbs. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Goff now looks to throw. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. Here's Goff. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. And back at the 8 now. Third and goal. Goff. And my goodness, another interception. And the Ravens will take over here at their own 14-yard line. So that a definite deflator there on the interception.
Yeah, you work your way down the field thinking you're in position for a go-ahead score. But all it takes is one errant throw, and this one winds up a turnover.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the... And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Ravens get another third quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. Well, the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone, they throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up, you end up throwing a pick, everything goes awry. And now, points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out of...
And now here's another interception. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and he'll bring this one back to the 29. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. Jackson. Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Now Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Running from the gun with Henry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. They go play action with Jackson. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts.
They're going to go a third time here on fourth down. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their own 23. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Hand off now to Gibbs.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
43 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Another run for Gibbs here.
And he stopped immediately there.
We're in Baltimore. 3rd quarter action. 2nd and 10.
Here's Goff.
Throw caught by Raymond.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 40. Now Goff.
He's got it complete to Gibbs.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard.
Goff now looking to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 19.
And Gibbs has it.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
To throw is Goff. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
The veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. He's got it to Williams. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. Out of the gun, Goff. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jamison Williams hauling that one in from Jared Goff. And the Lions are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 2. So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
Throwing is Jackson.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry.
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So both offenses come to life here in this 3rd quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Inside handoff, Henry. And he's taken down inside the 30. They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. Now it's Jackson.
Out route, and this is Henry with a catch.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And the busy night for Henry continues. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. To throw is Jackson. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. Rashad Bateman with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. So here come the Lions now. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Getting in there for the tackle, Marcus Williams. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Back to throw, Goff. Got his man, it's Williams. Pushes him aside at the 45. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The Goff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions first. Now they'll run it with Gibbs. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. From the 46, here's 2nd and 9. Now Goff. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. From the gun, here's Goff. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Here's Gibbs. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Goff now to throw. It's Williams on the catch. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. Desperation time for Goff on 4th. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
It's Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A 1st down carry for Henry. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. Here's Jackson to throw. This will go to Henry out wide. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Jackson now. A check down here for Henry. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Jackson. He dumps it off for Henry. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Henry will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
And that right there is a definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Gone. Open man is Raymond. He's got it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20. A shotgun snap for Goff. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Goff throwing again. It's complete to Williams. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 17-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Now it's Goff. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And the Lions are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
Extra point right down the middle as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. but you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Henry up the middle. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. Now it's Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. From the gun, it's Jackson. A short throw caught. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 21. Now a handoff to Henry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. A give to Henry. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. They'll run for it with Henry. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They'll try to run for it with Henry. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. And then you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. So here's Goff and the Lions. Down by 15. A little under 40 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down. Here's Goff. He'll buy some time right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And once he got out of the pocket, you thought that maybe he'd take off with it, especially here in the 2-minute drill. Sometimes defenses will focus so much downfield that there's room to run, but this time he decided to throw it unsuccessfully.
And he'll have a first down to the 45, but the tackle comes inbounds. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Goff now looks to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and it goes down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Goff. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Well, this is getting close to a no-win situation now. They've got one final shot. They're on their end of the field, and it's 4th and long. This might require a little extra razzle-dazzle to get it done.
And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens are looking like they're going to come away with a victory. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Here's Jackson. And now here's another interception. Jack Campbell with a pick. And the Lions come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles's defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.